so loud, man. God damn. I'm not gonna lie, this may as well be the absolute perfect bike. What is up, my peeps? Welcome back to yet another amazing video. Please consider subscribing. We're almost at 1 million subs. Thank you very much. I think perfection in a bike is when it does exactly what they're meant to do in the best possible way. They are in their very core transport vehicles. It is because of our nature that evolution has allowed us to transform them into something much greater. People always flank human greed as something evil, which it may as well be, but that evil, quotation marks, has undeniably birthed the best thing that we have, evolution. If it wasn't for that, we would probably still be using bicycles like Neanderthals, or even worse, walking.
Oh my God, man. Hell no, man. What the?
Thankfully, we have ambition, and with ambition came the CP3 engine.
Sawa. I was making sure that thing is recording. Okay, it's not as instant as I was. Feels so weird, but feels like I'm going to lay it down.
You don't ever wanna set me free. You know I'm addicted to you, and it's twisted. You've been gifted with the evil voodoo. Got me coming back for more, even when I've been screwed. Dolls full of pins, pierce my heart straight through. I got issues in my head. I like you.
I love how it eats up bumps. This thing is very scary. Engine check light.
I better not text or I'll come off this.
Obviously, I'm skipping everything before the CP3 because that intro was very long. 849cc inline 3 masterpiece producing an amazing 115 horsepower, 10,000 RPM, 85 Newton meters of torque at 8,500 RPM. With this much power, it's a wonder that it's not a liter bike. I know, even the laziest 1000cc, the CB1000 does 143 horsepower, but still.
No closure, moving closer. No exposure, I just wanna be a loner. Some can't stay sober, looking over all their shoulders. Like moving boulders just to get out of the home, it sucks.
This power is the main reason as to why this is the perfect bike, as even fuel consumption is relatively better than the CB1000s at 20 kilometers per liter. The CB does 17 kilometers per liter, which you will feel in longer journeys, and longer journeys should be the main purpose for buying this bike. After doing some research, apparently the 1200 GS does 15 to 18 kilometers per liter, which I can't lie, for something so big, powerful, heavy and fast, that is actually fantastic mileage. I shouldn't have looked it up because in general, BMWs do a very good job with fuel consumption in all their vehicles, including cars. Like the 800 GS, which is probably what I should be comparing this to, does 20 to 26 kilometers per liter. This makes me really jealous. It's basically the same fuel consumption as the Haojin Warrior. The XT used to give me 16 to 21 kilometers per liter depending on the topography and how much you push the bike. This is absolutely terrible compared to something so slow compared to the other bikes that I've mentioned. To put that into perspective, the CR-V Honda does about 8 to 12 kilometers per liter, which is terrible. I understand it is a 2000cc all-wheel drive vehicle, but still. The Fielder did much better at 16 to 18 kilometers per liter. But anywho, you guys are only interested in bikes. For me, fuel consumption is usually the most important thing because it's usually absolutely constant, unlike spare parts and maintenance costs. Those with these bikes will be very high regardless of which one you have. The only advantage is that you don't always need to change anything in the bike. The longevity of these bikes is usually very amazing. The second thing that I loved most about this bike is the seat. Very broad and spacious, much comfortable as possible to the pillion, which is something most of these bikes don't look at. This coupled with as much upright ergonomics, something that you will only get from maybe the Tekken. And we all know how comfortable that bike is. Sure, on a cruiser the bike is as upright as you can get, so I will give them that. But once you raise those handlebars, then I don't understand. Your shoulders will get some getting used to. Bruh. Very wide handlebars, which some people like, but I found them pretty scary.
This bike feels like it will do this to me at high speeds.
The suspensions were perfect. They soaked up every rough terrains and bumps like they were nothing, and I loved that.
Ouch! My eardrums are going to rupture. What the f is this guy doing? Oh. There it is. Ah, man. There I say this thing is better at off-road than the XT660, despite its size. I don't know why it feels like the XT660 is heavier. I think this one has the weight is very high. Maybe that is why, I don't know.
Cruisers only have suspensions for the seat, which is, I honestly don't know. Amazing ground clearance. This is where cruisers completely lose the plot. No contest here. Done. Boom. With the GS, it's a bit more comparable. I don't think any take the cake there. The brakes weren't really something to write home about. This is typical for Yamahas. It was the same case even with the XT. This can be very dangerous as the power these bikes produce needs something that works better. But oh well.
Okay. So loud, so loud. I knew that thing would not stay on. Yeah. So those brakes did not do the thing. They did not do it.
That horsepower makes for a very good top speed, and the extra 2-cylinder make for a very smooth ride. And the massive torque makes for a very amazing experience. I wasn't able to do a wheelie with this one because the chain and sprocket were basically kaput. But the CP3 engine is usually known for that. These things are much lighter than cruisers and even the GS. More comfortable than street bikes and just as fast as liter bikes. What more could you need? Stay safe, ride safe.
it and I hate it at the same time. Man, you ride these bikes, you understand why. nini tu. Eardrums are going to rupture. What the fuck is this guy doing? Oh, there it is. Ah, man. There I say this thing is better at off-road than the XT660, despite its size. I don't know why it feels like the XT660 is heavier. I think this one has a the weight is very high. Maybe that is why, I don't know.